My name is Isabel, and I am from the archipelago of 7,100 islands, high tide, low tide, 7,108, Philippines. I'm 31. I'm just kidding. I'm 41. I just wanted to see if you'll believe me. Because, my friends they ask me, Isabel, what's your secret for looking so young? And I tell them, hi naku Inday, it's all about moisturizing. That's why I use Dove. Because you're beautiful than you think. There are many Doves, but my favorite is Dove pomegranate. It smells so good. In Manila, I didn't even know what pomegranate was. The first time I saw one here in Canada, I said, oh my, all the seeds so hard to eat. That's why I just put it on my face. So I've been living here in Vancouver for 8 years now. The first 2 years as live-in caregiver. For the Choi family, after staying with the Choi's, I got an open work permit. So I've opened the jar of my life. I told myself, this is it, Isabel. This is your chance to find new opportunities. And when I was young, I always said, I want to be on a Broadway. So I got a job here at Tim Hortons, near the train station on Broadway. But that took another 2 years, so much paperwork and plane tickets every trip. I haven't gone home to Manila for 6 years. But who cares about that city? They don't film movies there like 50 Shades of Grey, unless you're talking about population. Anyway, last year, my son Miguel moved here to be with me. He's 15 now. He was barely 7 when I left in Manila. But now, he's here. My son is here. And after all these years of waiting this is all that matters.
Hey Zup, Miguel here. Been in Vancouver for over a year. Is that? Oh yeah, Vancouver is okay. I guess. Pretty different stuff. Here is crazy. Expensive like 100 times more than Manila. We stay in this basement suite on 43rd and Fraser. Actually, I don't know why they call it suite when there's nothing sweet about it. Freezing during winter and I can't play my music because Mr. Rahagupal upstairs. It's too loud. It's nothing like the place we had in Manila, where we had real windows that overlooked the streets. Now, the streets overlook us. There's complaints. Start next year, I'm turning 16 and I can't wait to get a job. I'm gonna get one of the teams, earn a shitload of money, and get out of this dump, yeah. That's all that matters.
Sometimes I wake up in the morning when it's still dark outside. I look at the white view of the ceiling and I say to myself, where am I? How did I get here? I feel like I'm in the movie of Leonardo DiCaprio. What is that? The one where you're in a dream of a dream. Alam ko na. I know. Inception. Then I realized, OMG, the dream is real. You have to get ready for work, so I make breakfast for Miguel and me. Spam, fried eggs, garlic rice, and lots of banana ketchup. I'm sure you didn't know you can make ketchup out of bananas. No, only in the Philippines, because all the bananas in the world came from us. FYI, banana ketchup is not yellow, it's red. We make it look like tomato ketchup so that you don't think we're weird. In Manila, spam is not cheap. We only eat on Sunday before going to church. Now I tell my friends back home, you know what, Inday? In Canada, we eat spam every day. After cooking, I shower quickly and by 6, I'm out of the house to get to work. Miguel doesn't wake up till 8. Hay nako! Actually, I don't know what the time the boy goes to bed. I have a second job at a grocery on Broadway, and I'm there until 10 p.m. By the time I get home, Miguel's in his bedrooms with his headphones on. He always says he's doing his homework, but I think he's just watching videos. But what can I do? Teenagers these days. Sometimes I want to go into his room and just ask him, how was your day, anak? How's school? way of speaking in English. How would you like your coffee? So that you know, so that I could be home again.
Get home after school yesterday and I was starving. Opened the fridge, bagels and tuna salad. And leftover spam. I hate tuna salad. I'm sick of bagels. I want rice and sinigang or adobo or caldereta. But Inay only cook these dishes Sunday, her day off. Back in Manila, when I lived at my lola's, my grandmother's, every night, we would have at least 3 dishes. My lola loved to cook. My cousin Julian and Susan and Uncle Alex lived there too. Julian is a year older than me, and Susan is I think 8. Anyway, Uncle Alex worked at call center, graveyard shift. He's a customer service representative for Telos. You know, when you call to complain about your cell phone bill and you call Telos, and you think you're calling someone who's in survey or New West, but the truth is you're talking to my Uncle Alex in Manila. They try to speak in Canadian accent like, how can I help you today? Let me adjust that bill for you. The other day, he told me that the customer was being friendly and said something about the Canucks. My uncle hasn't watched a single hockey game in his life. He saw a puck, he'd think it was a paperweight. Uncle Alex has dinner with us before he leaves for work. I'd always be so noisy around the dining table. Talking about our day, joking around, and Lola will keep on, topping up our plates with food. Man, I'm hungry. Now I go home to our suite and all I have is tuna salad and TV. I don't know any of the neighbors. So I spend the rest of evening playing GTA. And the best part is that Inay got me these kick-ass headphones last Christmas so that Mr. Hagupal upstairs would stop complaining about the noise. So that means I could play until 2 in the morning completely undetected. Yup, that's how it works.
Yesterday, I had a really bad episode at work. I had a very little sleep the night before because I did the laundry and there was just so much to wash. Anyways, there was this woman who ordered a dozen donuts and I mixed up her order and gave her scones instead. If you ask me, I was doing her a favor but not giving her those donuts really. Walk back several blocks with her little daughter to tell me I made a mistake. Of course, I keep on saying, sorry, sorry, sorry. She wasn't rude or anything. In fact, when I handed her the donut, she smiled and I apologized again. But then we started to head out. She turned to her daughter and said,
see, that's why you need to study hard, Mayla. Otherwise, you will be just like her.
I froze, just like her. The words echoed in my head the whole day. As I served this sausage, biscuits, and maple donuts, and swift cans of beans and corn, and handed out plastic bags. Just like her. What does it mean to be just like me? When I got home, all I wanted was to see Miguel, to hear his voice, to wanted to find in his face some sign that I made the right choices. You know that I've been a good mother, that I wasn't just like her. I knocked on his door. Miguel, I knocked, but he was asleep.
Could sleep last night. It's exactly a year today since I last saw Italy. My father, I wonder who he is. If he thinks of me sometimes. When I was living with my Lola and I was here in Canada, my father worked in Cavite, 40 kilometers away from my Lola's place. He had a sales job there and back. Traffic is really bad. He rented a room in Cavite and left me with my Lola. He would go see me on Saturday and sometimes he'd stay till Sunday. I remember he used to say, so don't worry anak, we'll see you in nice soon. Just wait and next thing you know, you'll be playing in the snow and eating spaghetti and say, Miguel, come to Canada tomorrow. But as years went by and as I waited for that particular phone call, I began to see less and less of my father as well. At first he'd say he had to work overtime. They needed him to work Saturday. Sometimes I'd be because of the traffic, but even if he didn't come, I knew. I knew that just like me, he waited for Inay too.
Roberto, I can wait for the time when my blood doesn't boil every time I think of the son of a bitch. Oh, I'm sorry. Am I allowed to say that here? But yes, I guess there's no better way to refer to him. Oh wait, maybe. 10 years ago, when Miguel was 5, I was teaching English at a public high school and Roberto was a med rep. A salesperson for pharmaceuticals would go to the doctors and talk about this new wonder drug and how it will cure everything from migraines to acne. Anyway, we realized at one point that no matter how hard we worked, what we were earning would never be enough to send Miguel to a good university or to buy a house. Our neighbor Pasing had a cousin who went to Canada through the live-in caregiver program, and Pasing told us how their whole family got to go in Canada and find jobs and that the life was good. So I thought to myself, maybe I could do this. Yes, I love teaching, but I want to give my kid a good future. And in Manila, a teacher's salary will never be enough. At first, Roberto didn't like the idea.
Isabel, aalis ka? Mag-abroad ka? Ba't hindi mo ba iniisip ang sabihin ng ibang tao? Teacher ka, magiging caregiver ka lang? Nakakahiya!
Nakakahiya, he would say. It's embarrassing. What would the neighbors say? A teacher going abroad to be a caregiver in someone's house? I told him,
Nakakahiya? Roberto, there's no space for hiya here. Kung gusto mo ng magandang buhay, aalis ako. Aalis ako kasi hindi lang yun para sa sarili ko, kundi para sa atin kasi yun yung nararapat.
I know, I really should do my homework, but who cares about that? Even if you don't get asked, you're still a winner here in Canada, diba? University is just for rich people anyway. The other day, Mr. Nelson, that's my science teacher, asked me something about the migration of swallows, and I read about it. The way they did a couple of months back when I said Xiao Ni Se instead of Xiao Ni Se. I don't know the way, but I could never get that right.
in Shawnee Sai, when I was working for the choice, I got paid $8 an hour. They took out $325 each month for room and board, and that left me with around $900. I would keep $150 to pay for my phone, my shampoo, and of course my love pomegranate. and some money for going out of my days. Of the rest, I would send home for Miguel's school and his living expenses. I was happy to earn more than twice I was earning in Manila. But of course, I was so homesick. I miss my family, gossiping with my friends. I miss being a teacher. At first, I would call Roberto every week, on Saturdays when he and Miguel were together. But then sometimes Roberto couldn't go to Manila, and to save money, I called every other week. Then it became once a month. Every night before going to bed, I would look at our family picture from the last Christmas I spent in Manila and think about how happy we were. Ay, ano ba, Isabel? What's a little homesickness? This is for your family, this is for Miguel.
When my mom finally got the family visa for us to come over, we had to wait another year to get money ready for our tickets and stuff. Things were kind of okay the first couple of months. We were here, everything was so new and different. Snow, falling Japa dog. As the weather got colder, the temperature at home got hotter and hotter, and I and I started fighting a lot, and it was always about money. I could never hear anything all the start because they used to fight in their room. Then later, they fight in living room.
Wala ka na naitutulong sa bahay na to. Puro pera pa yung iniisip mo. Eh kung nagtrabaho ka, edi mas maganda. Edi mas may naitulong ka pa.
Kasalanan ko pa. Wala kang tumatanggap sa akin.
Walang tumatanggap sa'yo. Ang sabihin mo, yung pinapairal mo ay katamaran. Tulungan mo naman ako, Roberto. Hindi lang ako, ay i-appreciate mo naman yung pagod ko.
And by then, my headphones were already my best friend. One morning, I woke up and went to get some juice in kitchen, and I saw that things were missing: the TV, the microwave. I ran to my parent room to tell them, "Inay, Itay, we've been robbed." I called 911, but all found was Inay sitting at the foot of the bed, crying. The closet was open and my father's clothes were gone. I haven't seen him since.
The moment I saw him at the airport, I ran and I hugged Miguel so tight. I think he couldn't breathe. I was afraid people would call 911 and report me for child abuse. I hugged Roberto and then we headed for the sky train with all the luggage and sat in front. While he and Miguel were looking outside the window to see what Vancouver was like, I remember looking at my son, then him, this man, my husband, the mole on his right cheeks, his mustache, his pointy ears. I recognized all of these. But then I realized that there was also a part of him that I didn't recognize anymore. And although I couldn't put my finger on it, I knew something had changed.
Things changed so much here. The weather, the seasons. One day you're at your Lolas where it's always sun and you have so much fun. Next thing, you're in a city, trapped in a basement, and it just keeps raining. Your voice changed, your body changed, and you feel just like a pancake at Ihu. Your whole world flipped upside down.
So of course, I took them Gastown, Yaletown, and my personal favorite, Metrotown. Everything was new and exciting at first. But things changed when Roberto, no matter how he tried, he couldn't find a job. He didn't want to do something like Tim Hortons. He thought it was beneath him.
O ano? Anong balita?
I can't find a job. Walang tumatanggap sa akin.
And I tell him,
Roberto, but this is how it works here. You need a Canadian experience.
Di mo ba naiisip? Nakakahiya.
Roberto, nakakahiya? Walang mapupuntahan yung hiya-hiya na yan. Kailangan natin magdoble kayod. Roberto, lagi na lang bang ganyan?
And would always end up fighting. Because of my jobs, I hardly got to see both of them. I'd be so exhausted when I got home. Many times, Roberto will go 5 blocks away to the house of Kiko, who's always from the same hometown. Kiko lived with his wife, 2 kids, and his sister-in-law, and a cousin, and Roberto would go there practically every day so that they could talk about life back in the Philippines, and how every day was like just a fiesta. Kami naman, the only time we had as a family was my day off. On Sunday when we went to church, and that's when I prayed to bless Virgin Mary to knock some sense to my husband's head. Otherwise, I'll knock his head with something harder. One night, this was like a year ago, he came home drunk as I led him to bed and drew closer to him. Roberto! Lasing ka na naman! I smelled something on his neck, and it was not the smell of damp pomegranate. I know every fragrance of shampoo, lotion, and laundry soap in this house, and I knew this was not one of them.
Oh, gising ka na pala. Roberto, tapatin mo nga ako. Sabihin mo sa akin ang totoo. Kailan pa? Kailan mo pa ako niloloko? Kailan pa?
Sorry. Di mo ako bigyan mo ng
He'd been having an affair of the sister-in-law of Kiko for the past 3 months. At the moment, I couldn't think straight. After all these years, working here in Canada, giving up my hiya to care for him, for our son, this is how he repays me?
Lumayas ka dito! Lumayas ka dito! Ayoko na makita! Lumayas ka! Lumayas ka! Lumayas ka! Lumayas ka!
He took his clothes, some of our stuff, and then he left.
It's all her fault. Why Ty left? She always, Roberto, you have to do this. Roberto, why don't you do that? She the same way with me, and she drives me nuts. Miguel, study hard. Do the dishes. Just eat your tuna salad and stop complaining. In Manila, I never had to do the dishes. Lula would always take me to school. Here Inay keeps on saying, tandaan mo anak, school is important. But she never helped me with my homework. She doesn't even find the time to attend the parent-teachers meetings. And I feel I'm only kid in school whose parents never show up. When she get home, she's so tired. How can I give up a whole shift just to be able to attend a meeting at your school? It's always about making a money. More money. It's for you, anak. For your future. But what about me now? What about my life now? She wants me to study college after? But what use is college anyway? She graduated from a university in Manila. She was a teacher. Now, she makes sandwich and work at a grocery. What's a degree for? School is such a waste of time. Basta, next year, when I'm 16, I'm gonna find a job and make my own money so that I don't have to hear her say, money does grow on trees, Miguel. And how she sacrificed her life for me but living so far away from me, not being able to me for 7 years, tell me. Didn't she sacrifice me too?
Sacrificio. Sacrifice. This is what it's all about, right? Blessed are the poor, or there is the kingdom of heaven. That's what Father de la Cruz used to keep on telling us at our parish Malabon when I was growing up. I had this image of heaven in my head. Everything was gold, the walls, the curtain, and there would be food everywhere. And snow. The angels would be flying around and it would all be dressed in white. So even when my parents couldn't feed their 7 kids and we would go to sleep hungry, I thought it's okay. In heaven, I'll have all the fried chicken I want with the sleep, all the banana ketchup that money can buy. All I need is to wait. And so when I thought of coming to Canada, I thought it was a few years of sacrifice. If I could do it for a better life for my son. The night before I left for Canada, when Miguel was about to go to bed, I held him in my arms.
Anak, bukas may pupuntahan si Inay, okay?
Saan po, Inay?
To this place called Canada.
Anong gagawin mo doon?
Maghahanap ako ng bahay natin kung saan maraming gold, kung saan maraming pagkain, kung saan maraming snow.
Wow, Inay, gusto pa rin sumama doon.
Not yet, anak. I'll go there first, and then you'll follow, okay? Basta ngayon, matulog ka na muna, ha?
He nodded and then fell asleep. While he lay there, I looked at my son's face, his eyes, his cheeks. I knew that tomorrow, if he saw me crying when I left, he would cry too. I wouldn't be able to leave. So the next day, before he woke up, I kissed on his forehead and then took my bag and left. I was crying all the way to airport. I was crying on the plane. Sometimes I feel I haven't stopped crying since.
Sometimes I feel this is when I started remembering things so clearly that morning and I left. I remember waking up with the white beams of the ceiling looking down on me. I remembered my dream. I was in this beautiful place with big golden house and snow. That must be Canada. That where Inay said she was going. I was so excited. Inay, Lola, I want to go with her to Canada.
Inay? Inay? Lola? Lola? Nasaan po si Inay?
Apo, umalis ang iyong inay kanina.
Saan? Ay po, Lola. Hindi ba tayo sasama?
Hindi, Apo. Dahil malayo ang Canada, hinatid na siya ng tatay mo kanina sa airport.
Airport? Bakit di po niya ako sinama?
Bawal kasi ang mga bata doon, Apo.
Bakit hindi po siya nagpaalam?
Tulog ka pa kasi, Apo, kaya hindi ka niya naginising.
siya makita.
Soon, Miguel. Soon.
Soon, anak. Soon. I promise you. Life will be better for you. For both of us. Soon.
That my mother left. When I was 7, soon became day, weeks, months. At 7, I realized a very painful truth: my mother had abandoned me. And as the year went by and her image began to fade, I could no longer remember what it was like, the way she touched my cheeks and the feel of her hands. Sure, she sent home money, sent me toys and chocolates. Sure, there were phone calls and pictures, but you can't hug a phone call, can you? And a picture can't tell you that everything will be alright.
Just wait, anak. Soon. Everything will be alright.
Inay, all these years, I've been waiting. Tell me, please tell me, when does soon begin? No. I know that just like me, he waited for me in night.
Isabel! Aalis ka? Mag-abroad ka? Ba't hindi mo ba iniisip ang sabihin ng ibang tao? Teacher ka, magiging caregiver ka lang?
Roberto, nakakahiya? Hindi mo ba iniisip na para to sa bahay na...
Yan pa yung nagmahal na saktan na ang bagal naging unggoy.
When I was 5, I was teen children.
From in Cavite and left.
Pakiayos, sir.
And sometimes he'd stay still. Abay!
Apay, Matt!
Till Saturday.
Katawa mo gawin.
Yeah, where he used to say.
Ni Jilimay. Man to final na, oh. Rehearse pa lang.
He rented a room in Cavite and left me with my Lola. He would go see me on Saturday and sometimes he'd stay.
Apo. Tumatawa ka naman kasi! Maupo ko muna, Apo.
Yaman?
When Miguel was about to go to bed, I hear... talaga bang the night...
The closet was open and my father's clothes were gone.
Oh, I found them.
Oh, gising ka na pala. Ruben!
Lola. Ano ang sinay?
Apo, umalis ang iyong inay kanina. Nagkarasimat!
We'll have to let go of shame. Was mat we do as we just want na putol-putol kasi.
Go.
Apa niya yung nakakatawa? Oh. Isabel! Mag-abroad ka?
Tired. Pagod na daw. Stop! Tandarara!
No, we're not tired.
I'm tired.
We're hungry na. Again?
Again and again.
Good.